Namaste. This video is a technical analysis of how we can map Jupiter and Ketu Yuti or Jupiter and Ketu in transit or Jupiter Ketu in progress and transit kind of connections. That means how can we map these two connections? If you observe the palm, this is the Ketu Rekha. The Ketu Rekha is actually traveling all the way and meeting the Jiv Rekha. Jiv Rekha is the Jupiter line. Okay, it is meeting the Jupiter line at this point. This is the first thing that you have to note. Now, if you go into the chart, there is absolutely no connection between the natal Jupiter and the natal Ketu, except that the Jupiter and the Ketu are having a Shadashtaka. I mean, they are in Shadashtaka. That's all. There is no direct connection. Yes, Shadashtaka means that there will be some negative effect of Ketu on Jupiter, no doubt. Let us see what it could be. But as far as relation is concerned, direct relation is concerned, there is nothing. There is nothing. Okay, in the birth chart or the Rashi chart here. Of course, luckily I have the person's exact birth time, therefore I could map the Lagna here. Now, if you observe, as I told you, there is no direct connection between Jupiter and Ketu, but here I am finding that the Ketu Rekha is meeting the Jupiter line, so there must be some connection. So what we do in such a case is that we use the direction chart as per Sri R.J. Rao's technique. This direction chart takes into account the northern Rashis, the eastern Rashis, the southern Rashis and the western Rashis. Okay, in the northern Rashis you have the Jalatattva Rashi, so all the Graha placed in Jalatattva have to be put or placed in the northern Rashis as per their degree, starting from the lowest degree to the left, and then we move towards the right as we go higher up in degrees. So Jupiter is the only one here in the 8th Rashi, which is the Vrishchik, which is the Jalatattva Rashi. The 12th Rashi are 12th and 4th Rashi do not have any Graha. The one I have written here in blue are nothing but the transit Graha, the transit placements. They are not the actual placements or the natal placements. So here the Jalatattva Rashis are not having any Graha except the one which is Vrishchik. So the Jupiter is placed in the northern Rashis. Similarly, if you look at Ketu and Moon, they are placed in the fire signs. Ketu being at a lower degree than Moon, so I have placed it to the left. Now, as per R.J. Rao's technique of using direction chart, whenever you use a direction chart, you always assume that the northern Rashis move clockwise and meet the eastern would move to the south, and this way the direction chart goes this way. But the moment you have retrograde or vakrigraha like Ketu, it will always move in the opposite direction. In this case, the Ketu and the Jupiter are moving towards each other and colliding. That means they are going to meet. So that means there is going to be somewhere there is going to be a connection, and that connection is now to be validated from the palm. Yes, it is. But how it will meet, who will meet, we have to see that. Let us go one more step further. In Nadi analysis, suppose we take Jupiter, which is of course Jivakarak. Always remember, we take the transit as well as the progress. Nobody is going to tell you all this. Let me tell you, these are secrets. Nowhere you will find these things anywhere in the YouTube or books, or nobody is going to reveal this. The transit positions anybody can do because it is available, softwares are available, you have everything ready there. But when it comes to progress, you have to use the palm. The progressed positions have to be seen from the palm, and there is a special technique to see that. I will not reveal it in this video. I have revealed some part of it in one of my 201 or 202 videos that I've posted. Go and check it. That is up to you to check. I don't keep record of where I mentioned it. Now coming to the next point, Ketu also has got transit as well as a progressed one. Ketu is also seen as progressed and transit. Similarly, Saturn also is to be seen in terms of transit as well as progressed. Okay, progressed Saturn is generally seen from the Shani Rekha. That's very clear. Everybody knows it. And how we do the progression, I think I have mentioned in one of the videos. It is very complicated. So it requires a lot of study. So that means Saturn progress can be mapped. Generally, I prefer Saturn. I'm not saying always. It depends on, palm to palm, picture to picture, person to person, blah blah blah. All those. So Saturn progression is generally seen from the right palm. But this is not a strict rule or something very strictly followed. Mostly I've seen the right palm giving better indications as far as the progression is concerned. But when it concerns Jupiter progressed or Ketu progressed, I've seen the left palm being more accurate. Now, again, this is an info bit that you will not get in any books. Nobody is going to reveal this secret. These are practical observations. Okay, so note these points. Maybe it will be useful for you when you are studying or when you are doing your professional analysis. As a professional Jyotishi, it is very helpful. Let's come to the point. Here, let me just clean the screen here. So here what we are talking about is that the Jupiter and Ketu are meeting as per the direction chart, and from the palm clearly one can see that the Ketu Rekha is indeed meeting the Jiva Rekha in this palm. Yes. So what is, where it is, what kind of effects? Okay, let us see that. The markings in blue are shown on the Karka Rashi here. The transit Jupiter will be here at the age 31. Now my focus has shifted to getting that particular age when this effect of Jupiter Ketu is going to take effect. So age 31 is when the transit Jupiter will be on progressed Ketu. Please note, we can have a progressed Jupiter on a transit Ketu or a transit Ketu on a blah blah blah. You say vice versa. So here you have transit Jupiter on progress Ketu, where it is seen on the Karkataka Rashi or Karka Rashi here. Okay, so that is point number 1. Look at the progressed Jupiter. The progressed Jupiter is in Makara Rashi, which is exactly opposite, and it has a opposing drishti on the Karka Rashi, where you find the transit Jupiter and progress Ketu are already now placed. So the progressed Jupiter is watching or opposing or putting or channelizing its energy on this particular Karka Rashi. Let us see where the transit Shani is placed. The transit Shani would be placed. Now it is not placed in 12th. In the future, the transit Shani, as I am recording this video, transit Shani is here. So when the transit Shani goes here, we will see what happens. Okay. So when the transit Shani goes here, this transit Shani will therefore be in trines to this Karkataka Rashi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the transit Shani also is now in trines to Karka Rashi, where the transit Jupiter and Ketu progress are placed. So what? Let's see. This particular Karka Rashi where transit Jupiter and Ketu are placed, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a natal Jupiter. Natal Jupiter, which is getting affected by this particular placement of transit Jupiter and progressed Ketu. So it means when the transit Jupiter and progress Ketu are in trines to natal Jupiter, and when the progress Jupiter also gives its energies towards this Karka Rashi, and the natal Saturn gives, there will be some huge event, mega event, something very very important. What could be that event, at the age 31? What could be that event? Let's, we have to do some kind of work on that. Of course, nobody can predict the exact events. It's only guesswork that people do. But what I can tell you for sure is that it is an event that is emotional. It is an event that will affect her family. It is an event that will have a Jiva Karakatvam. That means something living significations will be affected. What are the living signification? Living signification means something very close to her. It could be father, it could be mother, it could be brother, it could be partner, it could be anybody very close, or sister, anybody close to her, very close to her. Okay, that is something one can guess, intelligent guess. Okay, now if you look at the dasha, at the age 31, she will run the Rahu Mahadasha and Bhukti of Rahu. That means Rahu Mahadasha, Rahu Bhukti. Rahu is placed in the Lagna, whose dispositor is Venus, is placed in the 12th. Rahu is in tight Yuti with Mars. Mars is nothing but the 7th lord. Mars is the 7th lord. 7th shows relationship. Also, Rahu is casting its drishti on the 5th. 5th is nothing but the house of love, romance, relationship, etc., etc. Something like that. Okay, Saturn is placed there, Swarashi, and Rahu is affecting that. So something linked to the 5-7 could be some emotional attachment, some relationship issues, or some big breakup that is going to change her forever. See, such signs, or when you see such signs, these are not very simple ones, some small event in life. These are life changing events that are seen in the palm. You cannot just take it lightly. Okay, these are very significant events. I am not going to say simple events like where you meet someone. No. This is a very significant event that is going to affect the person, and that is the aim of this analysis. I hope you have understood how we have come to this particular conclusion, that there could be an event related to Jupiter and Ketu, and how we analyzed, how we interpreted it. This is a very purely technical analysis. Those who are just looking for predictions regarding their palm or chart, please ignore this video. You will not benefit. Those who are serious learners, they are really seriously interested in some research or academic research of how to analyze a chart or palm. Those people will benefit from this video. I'm not interested in professionally, analyzing somebody's chart or palm. I only look for those rare palms and rare charts which are of interest to me as far as my research on astropalmist is concerned. People keep on sending their palms. I'm not interested in that. If you want, I can send names of some good astropalmists with whom you can do paid consultation. I'm not interested in any paid consultation. I'm only interested in such rare signs like this one. This is my interest, so I'm just doing it as my hobby as well as my research interest. I hope you have understood or learned something new from this particular video. Thank you.